it's Destiny, and today is the day Columbina tells my Ineffa and Flins to take a vacation and she will become the main DPS herself. I'd love to know if you pulled Columbina, and if you have, how have you been enjoying her so far? And lastly, if you'd like to see more Genshin content from me, consider subscribing to the channel, leave a like to support today's video, and now let's get straight into it. First things first, I need to change up Columbina's build to focus more as a main damage dealer. While she does have a nice crit ratio, I want to swap her artifact set to Night Sky instead of Silken Moon. Night Sky is a strong artifact set to use for a main DPS Columbina, and what I could do is have Silken Moon on another character on the team instead. Also, just as a side note, I feel like I've been grinding this domain non-stop since it came out for Flins, Ineffa, Columbina, Aino, and even Zibai will need these new pieces as well. So thankfully, I do have some pieces I can try out on Columbina. So with the pieces I do have available, here's how my Columbina is looking. We have HP, crit rate, and crit damage for her flower. For her feather, we have HP, crit rate, energy recharge, and crit damage. So this is a pretty good feather here for Columbina. For her sands, we have energy recharge with crit rate and crit damage. Unfortunately, there are some rolls in attack here, which is a bit unfortunate, but it is okay for today. HP goblet as well. One attack roll, a bit unfortunate, but we still have a good amount of crit damage rolls and then a crit rate roll. And then for her circlet, we have a crit damage circlet with some crit rate. So the only issue I would say with our current build is that we will be overcapping a lot on our crit rate. If we take a look here, we're going to get an additional 15% from Columbina's passive. We're going to get 30% here from the Night Sky set, and we're also going to get an additional 10% from Lauma being on the team. So with how much crit rate we have, unfortunately, we are definitely going to be overcapping by quite a bit. And for our crit damage, this would be better if we can put that crit rate into crit damage. So it does make main DPS Columbina a little bit more difficult to build, since you have to be careful not to get too many crit rate rolls, and you'll primarily just want your crit damage, your HP, and so on. But it is okay. We are still going to be testing her out here, and I do have her signature weapon here, which this is such a gorgeous weapon for her. I absolutely love it. For the talents, here they are, and of course with improvements she would deal even more damage, but regardless, I still want to test her out for today. And when it comes to her as a main damage dealer, when she is able to consume Verdant Dew, this will allow her to have a special charge attack, and this will be what we'll utilize for main DPS Columbina. And look at our little kitty gadget. Our kitty gadget knows today is going to be a good day, and we're going to be having some fun here with Columbina. And as for our team, we have Columbina, Lauma, Ineffa, and Aino. Of course, there could be some substitutes here and there. I would say Lauma is definitely one of the most important characters to have when it comes to like a main DPS Columbina team. Aino is a pretty nice option though for a 4th slot here. Ineffa is an awesome option as well for a main DPS Columbina team. We basically stole one of Neffa's best partners being Lauma, and then we also stole one of Flynn's best partners being Ineffa. Columbina meant it when she told them to go on vacation. We literally stole the best team members. So we're just going to be trying out my Columbina here, and let's just see how it goes. First things first, I want to try Columbina here in the overworld, and then we'll try her out in endgame. And we're just going to start off by using her skill and then swapping to Ineffa, and then swap into Lauma, and then swap into Aino. Then with Columbina here, we will just utilize her charge attacks, and as you see, we're dealing Lunar Bloom damage right here. And the poor Knuckle Duckle already went down. We're going to be fighting a couple of overworld bosses right here, but overall, Columbina did a great job to start off. Let's actually go fight this horse right here and see how this goes. All right, here we have the horse. We're going to use Columbina's skill and then her burst. With Ineffa, I don't have her burst, unfortunately. And with Lauma here, I'm just going to quickly get her burst so we can utilize this. Same with Aino, we're just going to use her burst and skill. And now with Columbina, we could just utilize our charge attacks and boom, there we go. Okay, we have this enemy right here. I think we will have a very nice time here. So skill and burst. Now with Ineffa, skill and burst. Wha-bam! Now with Lauma, what we're going to do with Lauma as well, I just want to point out, is we are holding her skill when we do swap to Lauma. And there we go. Columbina was able to easily defeat that enemy. All right, next enemy to beat up. We have this big old robot right here. We are going to skill and burst. There we go. Columbina's burst is also just so freaking beautiful. I love it so much. Okay, let's just get the Lauma burst right here. We just need a little bit more energy. Honestly, now that I'm seeing my rotations, I really need to get Lauma a little bit more energy recharge. since we're always just a little bit off on getting her burst. So we definitely want to work on that eventually. But there we go. Yay, we were able to beat up the big robot. I actually want to try beating up this enemy right here, since this enemy is a new overworld boss and it's also in the latest endgame mode as well. And with Columbina, same thing as before, we're just beginning the rotation with her, then going into Ineffa, and then we will go into Lauma here, then Aino. And there we go. Now with Columbina, we could just take advantage of our charge attacks. Let's just keep going. And we're just dealing a bunch of damage here with a combination of Lauma and Ineffa. And then of course, we have Columbina herself as well. And there we go. We're able to beat up that enemy, no problem. All right, now we have the Mountain King. I feel so bad beating up this enemy right here every single time. It's such a cute enemy. I feel like it makes for a pretty nice overworld boss to fight. Now with Aino, there we go. And with Columbina, same thing as before. I didn't have her burst before, so I just wanted to use it right there just for the additional benefits of using her burst. And it just spun to its death. Oh my gosh. And there it goes. I feel so bad. Did you see how it just vanished right there? With our characters here, same thing as before. When we don't have the burst available, I might just use a couple of normal attacks just to help us get it if we're really close. But in the case of Columbina here, now we swap back in. And yeah, that was pretty easy to defeat. And just look at the shooting stars from the cloud. It looks so nice. And oh my gosh, look at Columbina. She's so pretty. I love... Oh, she got a little shy there. She didn't want me talking about it anymore. We're also fighting this weekly boss right here, which I don't have all my bursts ready at the perfect times, but it's fine. We'll just keep fighting like so. And what the heck is going on in the cloud? Okay, now with Aino. Oh gosh. Okay, we can defeat this before this gets a little rough. There we go. All right, nice. We were able to defeat that weekly boss, which that boss has always been an issue for me until I got Columbina and Ineffa, and they've just been a huge boost to my account overall. All right, here we are in Spiral Abyss, and we're going to use our skill and burst once again. Same thing with Ineffa, and with Lauma, I'll just use her burst, and then holding her skill, we will use skill and burst. Now we can just focus on our charge attacks, and we're dealing a nice amount of damage right off the bat. And now let's just keep going, and boom, there we go. Now we can just burst with Columbina since we do have it available. And with Lauma here, I will use her burst as we were able to get enough energy. And now we have to defeat these enhanced enemies right here. And this should be pretty easy to do. Yeah, they're taking a nice amount of damage, which is perfect. And they're all actually grouping up near me. Now with Ineffa, well, bam, there we go. And we're able to clear in 50 seconds there, which is pretty nice, I would say. We'll just see the difference here if we were to use Sucrose instead. I think we'll be able to get a similar clear though, since I believe my Aino is only C1. It would be nice if Aino had more constellations, but it is okay. I'm hopefully going to get more constellations when Zibai is here, since Zibai's banner will have Aino. So I'm hoping I get a bit lucky on Zibai's banner and get some constellations of all the 4 stars on there. All right, now with Columbina, we will use her burst once again. Same with Ineffa, same rotation. And we are just gonna use our skill, the hold skill. And with Columbina, let's just attack. And okay, yeah, we are taking a bit longer here, but it's okay. I think we can still clear within, yep, okay. We were able to clear before a minute passed, so that only took a couple more seconds in comparison. So still pretty good, I would say. All right, this is the last thing I want to try out with our main DPS Columbina here. We are just going to use our skills. And the one thing I really don't like about this mode is that we're just starting off with no energy. So our rotation won't quite be perfect since we don't have all of our bursts right away, but thankfully we are starting to get all of our bursts now, so we are going to be able to utilize them like so. I think I've actually should have used Lauma burst there first and then her hold skill, but it's okay. And now with Columbina, we're just utilizing our charge attacks and we are dealing quite a lot of damage here. We were able to break the bar there before this enemy unleashed its, I guess it's super attack, if you will. And now we could just continue our rotation and we might be able to actually clear this. That would be so nice if we can actually clear this. Now go Ineffa, boom, there we go. Now with Lauma and now with Aino once again. Uh-oh, okay. Let's use our charge attacks. Okay, our damage isn't as high right now, I feel like, but it is okay. I think we still might be able to do this. Columbina burst, then we can use our skills. There we go. Burst with Lauma. With Aino here, we will use her burst. And now with Columbina, go right back to our charge attack. I think I'm doing the rotation honestly a little bit too slow right now, because I am currently on my laptop, so I do have a bit more delay sometimes when I click the keys. But it's okay. I think we could do this. We're like so close though. Oh no. Please. We have to break the bar. We have to break the bar. We can do this. Oh my gosh. No. Please. Oh, we were so close. I feel like we literally could have beaten that if we optimized the rotation a little bit more. We were so close. Now I'm just gonna beat up the crab since I'm a little sad that we weren't able to do it. Oh my gosh, my Ineffa got hit in the face. No. Okay, let's just fight the crab right here. And I'm pretty sure we could do pretty well here, especially because we have 2 hydro characters. Okay, now with Aino, there we go. And now with Lauma, we could just hold skill. I'm so close to getting her burst, but unfortunately we didn't get it, but it's okay. We could just keep attacking anyway. And once again, that's the one thing I really don't like about this mode is the energy. It just sucks not being able to use our burst to fully utilize some of our characters here. Okay, now this crab has its pyrometer backup, but it's okay. We can easily deal with this with the power of Aino and Columbina. And there we go. Now we could just use our charge attacks. Well, bam, there we go. 40k right there. Nice. Okay, yeah, we could definitely clear this. We're doing pretty good so far. And come on, Aino. There we go. Oh, wow, we literally bursted and the crab went down. And oh my gosh, look at the seconds I have. Imagine if there was only 1 more second. Okay, let's see if we can get some pieces here for Zibai. Okay, definitely not. Definitely not again. No. Attack percent. I need defense for my Zibai. Oh my gosh, that sucks. Overall, testing out main DPS Columbina was very fun to do, and if you would like to see more Genshin content from me, consider subscribing to the channel, leave a like to support today's video, and I hope to see you all next time. Peace.